Very good morning, dear students. So in the last video, we understood what is the principle of operation of synchronous generator. Okay, let us continue with that. Let us go to the constructional details of alternator. Okay, so as said in the last video, basically alternator consists of two parts. One is stator, another is rotor. Stator is the stationary part and the rotor is the rotating part. So let us understand about stator initially. Okay, stator consists of three parts: stator frame, stator core, and the windings. So here if you see the outer thing, that is a protective layer, okay, what we see, it is nothing but the stator frame. Okay, stator frame is a cast iron or welded steel protective frame and gives support to the entire machine assembly. Next, coming to stator core. So this is a stator core, what you are seeing. Okay, stator core is made up of special magnetic iron or steel alloy laminations. They are laminated to minimize the core losses. Okay, as we have seen in transformer also, lamination is done to reduce the core losses, especially eddy current loss. These laminations are insulated from each other and pressed together to form the core. Slots are provided on the inner periphery. You can see these square one, no? Okay, inside which there are conductors which are placed. These are called stator conductors. Okay, so these are slots, the square one, and inside this, what you are seeing, the round circular one, is nothing but the stator conductors. Slots provided on the stator. Okay, again these slots are of three types. Okay, so one is, so the same slots is enlarged here. Okay, you can see the slot. So this is wide open slot. Okay, this is semi closed slot, and this is fully closed slot. So it can be of any type. Okay, so wide open slots are more commonly used because the defective coils can be easily removed and replaced. The laminations also have openings which make axial and radial ventilations for the purpose of cooling. Okay, even cooling can be done. Next is the stator windings. Okay, stator windings are insulated copper conductors which are housed in these stator slots in some specific manner of interconnection. That is, this is connected to this, again this is connected to this. Again, the pattern how it is connected, it depends on what kind of winding it is. Okay, so that we shall see later in detail. Okay, just now you remember, in stator we have three parts. One is stator frame, okay, outer part, and then we have a stator core. Then for that stator core, we have the inner periphery is made up of some slots on which the stator windings are placed or stator conductors are placed. Okay, next we'll move on to the rotor. Rotor is a rotating part, as I told you, with north and south poles attached to it. Okay, you can see here, this entire is the rotor, okay, with north and south pole attached to it. Poles carry the field windings. Okay, so these are the poles which carry the field windings, which are supplied with a direct current through the two slip rings and the brushes. Okay, so these are the slip rings, what you are seeing, and these are the brushes. Okay, so This through brushes only the DC excitation is given. Okay, and this is the field coil or the field winding, and this is the pole or the field magnet, and this is basically the rotor which rotates on which these poles are present. Okay, so in rotor we have two different types. One is salient pole type of rotor, another is non-salient pole type of rotor or smooth cylindrical type of rotor. So this what you are seeing is salient pole type of rotor. Okay, so in this type of rotor, it is like magnetic flywheel. Okay, this resembles like a magnetic flywheel, which is made up of cast iron or steel and has a number of north and south poles which are bolted at these points, okay, as shown here. The salient or the projected poles are made up of thick steel laminations riveted together and fixed to the rotor poles. The ends of these windings are connected to the DC supply. Okay, ends are connected to the DC supply through the slip rings carrying the brushes. Such rotors have large diameter and small axial length. Now, what are the advantages of using this salient pole type? Okay, it is very cheaper, okay, or less expensive. It provides sufficient space for field coils. Okay, what is the main disadvantage is that, okay, it cannot be driven at high speed. Okay, it can be used only for low and medium speed. This type of construction can be only used for low and medium speed alternators. It cannot be driven at high speed. Why? Because if it is driven at high speed, it will cause windage losses and would tend to produce noise. Okay, so to avoid this, usually this type of construction we prefer only for low and medium speed alternators. So example for this is hydroelectric power plants use such type of construction. Again, diesel power plants and gas turbine power plants. Okay. Now let us see the next type of construction, that is smooth cylindrical or non-salient pole type. Okay. So this is smooth cylindrical. To see it is like cylindrical in shape. Okay. And there is no projected poles. That is why it is also called as non-salient pole. So these rotors are cylindrical in construction and are made from solid forged steel alloy having number of slots on its outer periphery. See, in outer periphery we have the slots. So in these slots again there is a rotor conductors. Okay. So field coils are connected to the DC supply by means of again slip rings and brushes. Okay. Using these slip rings and brushes, DC excitation is given to the coil. The regions forming the central polar areas are left unslotted. That is, see wherever you have this pole spaces, this is not slotted, except that the other periphery is slotted. The field coils are so arranged that, okay, flux density is maximum on the central polar areas. Okay, and then these type of rotors are characterized by small diameter, okay, and long axial length. So what are the advantages of this type of construction? Okay, so main advantage is it gives better balance. Okay, there is no noise in the operation and less windage loss. Okay, and better EMF waveform. Okay, we can obtain from this type of construction. Okay, since it is cylindrical in nature, okay, it can be driven for high speed. Okay, so it is used in high speed turbo alternators. For example, steam turbines. Okay, so this is about the construction of alternator. Okay, we shall continue further. Thank you.